2018 Puerto Rican Day Parade, the first Puerto Rican Day Parade since Hurricane Maria took 4,645 lives out in Puerto Rico, where people lost power, people lost food, and people evidently lost their lives. Now, we are here celebrating Puerto Rican culture in 2018, and one of the things that celebrates Puerto Rican culture is the sport of boxing.
Growing up, Felix Trinidad was that guy for Puerto Rico, and he's always been that guy. He's still that guy, and but now he's retired. Cotto just retired. You know, those guys, Felix Trinidad, it was more of he brought that ferociousness, that energy, and all the Puerto Rican fighters. You feel it when he's in the ring. You're like, yeah, and he's happy. Miguel Cotto was more of the focus, more of going to do his job. / businessman, which is he capitalized on the business of boxing, so he retired with a lot of money.
New York City-born boxer Zachary Ochoa is preparing for his 20th career pro fight in his hometown of Brooklyn. The super lightweight comes from a Puerto Rican family and is knowledgeable about the island's storied boxing history. He has first-hand experience, winning a 2015 bout in San Juan.
I fought over there one time and it was amazing. The crowd, the stadium, when you fight in Puerto Rico, the stadium and the Coliseum, the stadium shakes, and I never felt that before. And it was great. It was a great feeling.
Was that one of your best pro experiences?
Honestly, to me, it was one of my most electrifying events I've ever been at. And I fought on Canelo cards and everything, but it wasn't even a huge card, and it was just the magnitude of everybody just shaking the stadium, screaming. Right. Whether you throw a punch and don't even land it, people are screaming. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Ochoa hopes that his upcoming experience is as electrifying. His next fight will mark his first time ever fighting on the weekend of the Puerto Rican Day Parade.
I mean, it's a great feeling, you know, that I'm gonna be fighting on Puerto Rican Day Parade weekend. You know, it's gonna be great, man, and there's gonna be a lot of my family's there.
But he's not the only one excited for this moment.
It's like a once in a lifetime opportunity. Me being able to display my skills on such a big field like that, a big stage.
So I sat down with another Puerto Rican fighter, Mathew Gonzalez, who, like Ochoa, will be competing at the National Puerto Rican Weekend boxing card at the King's Theater.
There's gonna be thousands of people there. You know, of course, you know, we're gonna have to bring a big Latin crowd. I always bring a big crowd, so it's gonna be definitely a memorable night. Puerto Ricans, we have a big impact in the sport of boxing. You know, our background is remarkable. Everything that we accomplished in the sport. For being such a small island, everything we accomplished, so it means a lot, you know, coming from that background.
The 23-year-old Ridgewood, Queens resident is one of the premier prospects in the sport, and he recognizes that Puerto Rico's impact is unparalleled. The island has produced the most world champions per capita and over 60 different male and female titleists. In the birthplace of hip-hop, an even younger rising star is training to headline the main event.
The most important thing for me as of right now, man, because obviously, you know, all the other Puerto Rican great champions done it, you know what I mean? Miguel Cotto, Trinidad. So it's like for me to be headlining my own card as the main event is a blessing.
As the boxers train intensely for their upcoming matches, those in their corners understand the stakes are high.
So my thing was now I got to make sure he don't get hurt. You know what I mean? So I asked him to box a little bit. He wanted to sit there and walk him down, but I saw the power wasn't there. This kid was a lot stronger too. So I asked him to box and move for me. At least worst case scenario, we'll lose on a decision. He's too young to be getting knocked out.
Kelly Richardson, who has been Ochoa's trainer since the fighter was 14 years old, recalled the Puerto Ricans' only pro loss from over a year ago. Jenny Badillo, a USA boxing coach and owner of the International Boxing and Fitness Club in Ridgewood, New York, is also Gonzalez's fiance and will be back in his corner on fight night.
It's a violent sport, you know, so it's, you guys see all the glitz and glam, right? But there's a lot of pain and suffering behind. I'm sorry. Like, you see them when they're bruised up. People don't see them the next day. You know, when they got the black eyes and the bloody noses. So my main concern is safety. You know, I want to make sure that he's okay.
This is more than a boxing event. It's a celebration of Puerto Rico and its boxing history and future.
It is fight night at the King's Theater, where Puerto Rican fans are excited to witness their culture proudly on display.
I was extremely excited because for the most part, tomorrow's the Puerto Rican Day Parade, and you know, Puerto Rico right now is coming out with some hard times, kind of funny areas. You got the number that came out from Harvard University, so this is a good way to bring everybody together and do something that we as Puerto Ricans do is we box and we enjoy the sport of boxing at the same time.
Look at the success Miguel Cotto had by just fighting on Puerto Rican Day weekend. We went away from that a little bit, but this is a good start, of bringing that back. And then right here in Brooklyn, I'm BK all day, so, it's all good.
Good evening and welcome to the King's Theater here in Brooklyn, New York for Real Deal Championship Boxing 6 National Puerto Rican Weekend. This Puerto Rican fighter hails from Ridgewood, Queens, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, Mathew Gonzalez.
Gonzalez was the first of the 3 New York City-born Puerto Rican fighters to the ring, putting his perfect 5-0 record on the line.
Your winner by TKO and still undefeated, Mathew Gonzalez.
Next of the trio was Ochoa, who was looking to string together his 3rd straight victory.
Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen, Zachary Ochoa. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision. From Brooklyn, New York, Zachary Ochoa.
Finally, Berlanga entered the stage in the night's main event. The middleweight entered the ring with 7 straight wins, all by first-round knockout.
Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome time of the scalping, 1 minute and 24 seconds of the very first round. Your winner, TKO, is still undefeated, and now the chosen one, Berlanga.
All 3 fighters were victorious in their efforts, each recording their first career win on the celebratory weekend.
I always put the flag on me, but I always put on a small patch. I always wear the nicest trunks, flashiest trunks. But being that it was Puerto Rican Parade weekend, I had to come up with a flag. But you see, my flag's not a regular flag. I got the details. It's cut like a real flag, and it's all sequenced out. So, I basically, I outdid the regular flag.
I felt the adrenaline. I was hyped. I wanted to catch a first-round knockout. So I was just holding my shots too much. I said, let my guns go. When I let my guns go, they look good. They look great. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do anything special in there. He just brought a good fight, which was something I really needed. So, and I want to thank him for that. Tough motherfucker.
First and foremost, my Lord and Savior, He gives me the strength, and I ask Him for the strength and to withhold everything, that's coming, my way, especially with the crowd and the people coming, and I held everything under control pretty good, and with myself mentally too. happy.
It was a great night here at the King's Theater where fans, fighters, and organizers felt like the event was a success. And they hope that it's something that will continue here at the King's Theater, honoring Puerto Rican heritage and boxing culture.
It's something that we've always been able to, own for ourselves. What do? We box and baseball. Everyone kind of has a sport. In the Caribbean they play, cricket. We do boxing and baseball. If you're gonna mention, greats in boxing, a Puerto Rican's gonna pop up eventually. And it's just great that from such a small island you can produce so many champions and just keep it going.